Picture this scenario. You're moving house, you've got everything packed up, and today is moving day, and you're bringing things into the new house. Suddenly, you have the greatest shitpost ever made rattling around in your mind, and you know that this shitpost, that's your claim to fame. You've got the best green text ever written, just rattling around up in your head, and you want to post that to 4chan so that you can screen cap it and then post it to Reddit so that you can reap the sweet, sweet karma as if you weren't the original author of said green text. But you haven't unpacked your desk yet. All you have is the box with your computer equipment in it, and that's it. Then, in the corner of your eye, you see a TV tray. A TV tray and an extension cord. And you realize in that moment that you are a dedicated shitposter, and you're not going to let something as simple as not having a desk prevent you from posting your masterpiece. So, you Jenga that shit. You stack up your computer, keyboard, mouse, monitor, webcam, and a single speaker on top of this TV tray because you must shitpost. Shitposts always find a way, and shitposters are the most dedicated people on the internet. This image personifies the tenacity, the never give up, never stop attitude of shitposters, and I admire that. 10 out of 10. So this setup doesn't look that bad at first glance, but the longer you look at it, the worse it gets. There's so many things wrong here, I don't even know where to begin. First of all, he's sitting in a camping chair, one of those fabric sort of collapsible chairs. And I don't care if he's got an extra cushion in it, it's not going to be comfortable after about an hour of sitting. Also, right above him, he's got this television that he's using as a monitor. Now, I am no chiropractic expert, I don't know much about the alignment of the body, but I do know that if you spend hours of your life every single day looking up at a 60-degree angle, you are quickly going to regret that, because it is going to fuck you up in ways that you didn't even know were possible. Additionally, the table next to his chair is not a table. In fact, it's a shoebox with a mouse pad on top of it. Then we look at the desk, which is an absolute mess. He's got a bowl, he's got several cups, he's got a Wii U gamepad. For some reason, he's got a plastic dinosaur, just using up a lot of surface area that just doesn't need to be taken up. I mean, he could clean that up very easily, and he's not doing it. Over to the right, we've got a box fan wedged between the bed and the wall. By the way, the bed is just a mattress on the floor, which you tend to see a lot with these Neckbeard nests, but it never gets any less upsetting. And then up above the bed, you've got these 4 posters. Now, this is what pisses me off the most about this setup, is you've got this one poster in particular, and it is overhanging the corner of the wall. There is a million things he could have done, a million ways he could have arranged these 4 prints so that they wouldn't end up where one of them is overhanging. He could take the bottom print and move it down by about 2 inches, and then he could slide the leftmost one over so that it's not overhanging. He could move the entire setup. If you look at the one on the right, there's a few inches between it and the corner of the wall, and if he just slid that all the way over, then he can move the other posters, and in turn, the leftmost poster still would not be overhanging. In order for that to happen, he almost had to do it intentionally, or he just had to be so incompetent and so fucking stupid that it's baffling. And it pisses me off. And on your setup gets a 0 out of 10. This is the most boring fucking setup I've ever seen in my life. Honestly, this is actually abysmal. You've got a white desk with a white trimmed computer case, white walls, white furniture just on the bottom left corner there, white curtains. Everything in this room is white. It looks so fucking sterile that if you told me this was a hospital room, I would almost believe you. It doesn't look lived in. It doesn't look cozy. It looks sterile. It looks artificial. It looks empty and lifeless and boring. And if I had to spend every day of my life in this room, I would likely go insane. This setup gets a 1 out of 10. If the concept of giving up on life was a bedroom, it would be this bedroom. I don't know what to say about this, other than this is legitimately somebody's real bedroom. A little bit of advice. First of all, you are living in a fire hazard. You have electronics sitting on top of and underneath of cardboard boxes. Now, electronics get hot. Electronics get really hot nowadays. That is going to burn your shit down. Now, you said, Anon, that that's an apartment and not an actual house. So if, by chance, your PlayStation catches fire while you're playing Persona 5 and watching Cowboy Bebop, it's not just you who's going to suffer. So I ask you to at least, get something that is less flammable to set your electronics on. Also, get a motherfucking vacuum. Anon, what is going on with this floor? How long has it been since you've ran a vacuum in that apartment? Have you ever ran a vacuum in this apartment? Now, I'm not the most cleanly son of a bitch out there, okay? In fact, my room is something of controlled chaos. There is shit everywhere. There is collectibles and trinkets just lying around because I don't really have room for them. But at least in my hellhole of a room, in the mess that I live in, I still sweep the floor and I still run a vacuum cleaner when I need to because I cannot stand dirty floors. They're one of my biggest pet peeves, okay? All you gotta do is run a vacuum, okay? Get a broom, get a vacuum, clean that shit up. Also, what the fuck is going on with your cable management, Anon? Like what in the actual fuck is going on here? You don't even have that many devices over there. You've got a PS4, it looks like a Vita. All I see in terms of devices is a PS4 and a Vita, and yet still, you have like a million cables running all over the place. And then you've got a fucking katana. Anon, I understand that, you know, the katana is like the weeaboo's choice to self-defense in case anybody tries to come into your house and rob you. But let me tell you something, Anon. You're never going to have to use that katana. Because nobody is going to break into your apartment and steal your Cowboy Bebop, Dragon Ball Z, or Sailor Moon posters. Nobody wants them. Okay? And furthermore, Anon, even if you had to use that, I'm sure that's some mall ninja shit. And so it's not sharp. It was never sharp. If you swung that at somebody, the only damage it would do is blunt force damage. It would not cut them in any way, shape, or form. Anon, you can do so much better than this. I am truly disappointed in you. I admire, you know, not giving a fuck, but there is a level of not giving a fuck where it starts to actually go a little bit too far. And I think this Anon has reached that point.